Okay, so we're going to try to do additional videos. So I'm going to take page 4, lesson 1, and go to example 4. For example 4, we have 4x squared plus 16x minus 84. And we want to find the factored form. Well, the first thing we try to do before we do the big X method or any other factoring method is see if we have a greatest common factor. And to begin by finding our greatest common factor, we're going to look at our smallest coefficient to see if it goes into each of our 3 terms. 4 does go into 16 and 84 evenly, so number-wise, our greatest common factor is 4. Now there is an x in 4x squared and 16x, but there's not an x in negative 84. So our x is not part of our greatest common factor. So once we find our greatest common factor, we are going to take or divide each of our terms by that greatest common factor. So 4x squared divided by 4 gives us x squared. Then we have a 16x divided by 4, which gives us positive 4x. Then we have negative 84 divided by 4, which gives us negative 21. Now that we have gotten rid of our greatest common factor, we want to factor what is in our parentheses. So once we've tried to figure out our inside parentheses, we want to end up with 2 parentheses. And obviously the beginning of both of our parentheses are going to be our x's. Now we can use our different methods to try to factor. So our product is negative 21, and our sum is 4, or our b. So we need to find out a number times another number to give us negative 21, but also adds to give us 4. So we end up with 3 and 7. 3 times 7 is 21, but we want a negative 21, and we also want a positive 4. 3 plus 7 does not give us 4. So what we want to do is come over here and say, at this point right now, we have a 3 plus 7. We also have 3 times 7, which gives us 21. 3 plus 7 gives us 11, or 10, my bad. But that's not what we want. We want 4. So how can we change this 21 into negative 21? Well, we want one of our numbers to be negative. So if we made a 7 negative, we would have up here 3 subtract 7. 3 subtract 7 would give us negative 4. So that's not quite what we want. So we're going to go back down here and say, what if 3 was negative? If we make 3 negative, we end up with our negative 21, which is what we wanted. And our 3 up here becomes a negative 3 plus 7, which ultimately it gives us 4. So our magic numbers are negative 3 and 7. And our negative 3 and 7 come down here into our factored form. And that is what we put as our factored form. Now for number 11. A number 11